You are certain you are right. But what if your certainty is just anger in disguise? What if your righteousness is fuel for a fire that consumes you from the inside out? Welcome to the Stoic Compass. I am Epictetus, and today I am joined by Jung and Laozi. Today we are examining what is the right response to anger. Anger is a choice. You choose to be offended. You choose to react. You give away your power with every outburst. So tell me, why are you so eager to be a slave to your emotions?
Perhaps the question isn't about suppressing anger, but understanding its source. Anger is often a messenger, pointing to a deeper wound or unmet need. To simply reject it is to ignore a vital part of oneself.
You both assume anger is a thing to be managed. What if anger is simply a signal that you are trying too hard? The river does not get angry when a stone blocks its path. It simply flows around it.
So, you advocate passivity, to simply let injustice wash over you? That is not wisdom. That is cowardice.
Epictetus, you speak of power, but true power comes from integration, not repression. The shadow, the dark side of ourselves, contains immense energy, untapped potential. To deny it is to weaken yourself. Anger, like any emotion, has a place.
Perhaps the place of anger is to show you where you are attached, where you believe you need something to be different than it is. The more you cling, the more anger will arise.
Attachment is the root of all suffering, yes, but detachment does not mean inaction. It means acting from a place of reason, not rage.
But what if the reason is itself colored by repressed anger? What if your so-called rational action is merely a thinly veiled expression of your unacknowledged shadow?
You both still believe you must do something. What if the wisest response is simply to observe the anger, to let it pass through you like a cloud in the sky?
You are suggesting we become doormats, Laozi, to simply accept whatever fate throws our way?
No, he is suggesting we become aware, to see the anger not as a threat but as information. What is it trying to tell you? What part of yourself feels violated or unheard?
The water finds its own level. You do not need to force it. You only need to remove the obstacles. Anger is often a sign that you are trying to force something that is not meant to be.
The world is full of injustices. Do you suggest we simply accept them all? That we stand by and do nothing while evil prevails?
Evil prevails when good men do nothing because they are afraid to confront their own capacity for darkness. Anger, when understood, can be a catalyst for righteous action.
Righteousness is another form of attachment. You believe you are on the side of good, but that belief can blind you to the truth. Sometimes what you perceive as evil is simply the natural order unfolding.
So we should excuse the tyrant, forgive the oppressor, because it is all just the natural order.
No, we should understand the tyrant's motivations, the oppressor's wounds. For only then can we truly break the cycle of violence. Anger begets anger. Understanding begets understanding.
The smallest seed contains the largest tree. A small act of kindness can have a greater impact than a grand gesture of anger.
Kindness without strength is weakness, and strength without reason is tyranny.
And reason without self-awareness is a dangerous illusion.
You both are still operating from the same assumption that you must control the situation. Can you not see that the more you try to control, the more you suffer?
The goal is not to eliminate suffering. The goal is to endure it with dignity.
The goal is to transform suffering into meaning.
The goal is to see suffering for what it is, a temporary state.
And what is the practical application of this seeing? Does it change the fact that I have been wronged? Does it heal the injustice?
It changes you. It prevents the wrong from festering into resentment, from poisoning your soul. It allows you to respond from a place of strength, not reactivity.
Consider the bamboo. It bends in the wind, but it does not break. It yields, but it does not surrender.
I see bending, but I also see breaking. What use is a philosophy that collapses under the slightest pressure?
The pressure reveals the weakness, Epictetus. The breaking shows where the integration failed.
You are still looking at the breaking. Look at what grows back in its place.
So what is the lesson then? To let anger consume us, to ignore injustice, or to fight blindly with rage as our only weapon?
The lesson is to know yourself, to understand the roots of your anger, to integrate your shadow.
The lesson is to find your center, to see the situation from a wider perspective, to let go of your need to control.
And what if my center demands action? What if my perspective reveals injustice that cannot be ignored?
Then act, but act consciously. Know why you are acting, what you hope to achieve, and what it will cost you.
Act, but do not force. Do not cling to the outcome. Let the universe guide your hand.
So the answer to anger is more thought, more navel-gazing while the world burns?
The answer to anger is self-knowledge. It's knowing that your anger is often about you more than about the world.
The answer to anger is to remember that everything changes. This too shall pass.
Fine. So you feel the anger. You understand its roots. You let it pass. And then what?
Then you choose your response consciously, knowing your own motivations.
Then you trust that the universe will provide the right opportunity for action, if action is needed.
But what if no opportunity arises? What if I am powerless to change the situation?
Then you accept it, not passively, but with a full understanding of your limitations.
Then you find peace in the midst of the storm. You become the eye of the hurricane.
And in this eye, what good is to be found? What action is to be taken?
The good is in your own wholeness. The action is in maintaining that wholeness in the face of adversity.
The good is in the present moment. The action is in being present, fully and completely.
You speak of wholeness and presence as if they are ends in themselves. I tell you, they are weapons, and a weapon unused is a weapon wasted.
A weapon turned inward is a weapon of self-destruction, Epictetus. Anger, unexamined, will destroy you far more effectively than any external enemy.
The strongest weapon is often no weapon at all. It is the ability to remain calm and centered in the midst of chaos.
Then let us speak plainly for once. Anger is a habit. You rehearse it, you indulge it. You let it become your default response. The habit can be broken, but it requires brutal honesty. First, admit that you are choosing to be angry. No one is making you feel anything. You are choosing to react. Second, ask yourself what you are gaining from your anger. Is it a sense of power, a justification for inaction, an excuse to avoid facing your own flaws? Third, choose a different response. The next time you feel anger rising, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, what is the most effective way to respond to this situation? Often the answer will be something other than anger, something calmer, more rational, more deliberate. It will feel weaker at first, but with practice, it will become your new habit. Today, watch for this just once. Notice when you start to feel anger rising. Stop. Breathe. Choose differently. You will not eliminate anger entirely. That is not the point. The point is to master it, to use it as a tool, not be used by it as a weapon against yourself. Remember this, you are the master of your mind, not the other way around. Show it. If today's conversation has served you, take it further. Pay Attention by C. Trebu, 12 Lessons in the Practice of Seeing Clearly. Available now on Amazon.